I'm pulling the black card, baby. What they do they like it like that? When you're talking so black, where you at, where you at, where you at, black, where you at, black? Do they like it like that? Rick, you crazy. Pulling the black card. Yeah. Listen, let's get into this whole Wendy Williams docu series. And should she had done it, I don't, I never, well, coming from New York and living in New York and being raised in New York, Wendy Williams was huge in the radio scene way before there was ever a Wendy Williams, talk show, which aired on July 14th in 2008, and then it went nationwide July 13th, 2009, and it stayed on to June 17. And Wendy Williams has now been diagnosed with a form of dementia. Um, she's 59, and she was like, people were rooting for Wendy. They were waiting for her big return. And by doing this show, I don't know, all you people who hope to see Wendy Williams, I mean, you keep your prayers up, but all the people were hoping to see her again on a daytime television show, or I don't know if she's going to do a podcast, whatever she's going to do. From what I saw in the two-part docu-series, unless they get her some incredible medication, I don't see how she would be able. Anything is possible. God makes all things possible, but as it is right now, and I just don't see it. I don't see it. You have to see this docu series. Well, you don't have to, but if it was like watching a train wreck, I I now I don't want to seem like a hard ass, and I don't want to seem, because I'm a loving person. you know, if my nana was alive, she would say, Allison, if you have to say you're a loving person, then you may not be a loving person, because a loving person doesn't have to say it; they show it, right? So, but in my real life, I show it. But with Wendy Williams, I listen, I feel for anyone who has an ailment. I suffer from an ailment, sarcoidosis. I've told you all about that. But it hasn't, and God, thank God, it hasn't really affected me like physically. It did in the beginning, but this isn't about me. This is about Wendy Williams, and she's dealing with her thyroid problem and now this dementia. And I'm telling you, she could hardly stay on subject. Not only could she hardly stay on subject, she lashes out at people. I don't know if it's from frustration. I don't know if that was her assistant, but the young lady she was screamed at and told to get out her face and all that. I was like, wow. And her manager was there the whole time. Her manager, who used to be her jeweler. Have you ever heard of anything? This is almost, you know, you got to watch who make your manager, because, like, look at Monique. Monique's husband is her manager, and nothing's wrong with having your husband as your manager. And a person can manage you for the first. You could be their first client, and they learn along the way. But I always wonder, why don't they go on to get other clients? Um, like Brandy Norwood, and the Norwoods, her mother and their mother was a real momager. She went from a momager to a manager who managed people other than her children. And I always wanted to know, well, why Kevin, her first husband that she has, and I don't know if this new manager she's messing with, but she definitely has a type. She likes this kind of rugged, like thug, kind of big guy, kind of intimidating type of guy who wears, look, see the picture? That's Kevin. You can see Kevin. She likes that. And the new manager, who was a jeweler, now he's then gone from being her jeweler and friend to now managing her. And I just felt like I heard he was trying to get her out of it, but she already had signed up. Like, it was already too late. He made the wrong decision, and that's why he should still be a jeweler. And I would like to see some of his jewelry, because I probably would think twice about that as well. Because homeboy, she needs to stop using the people she either have a crush on or she thinks they're good friends as her manager, and get her a damn real manager. Because she should not have done this show. If she plans on making a comeback, I am not a huge fan of Wendy Williams, because I remember when she taunted and made, this is when Whitney Houston was going through it. Everybody was saying she was on coke, or she was on crack, or whatever she was on. They were all saying it because, if you had eyes, you could tell that she was on something, a stimuli. You know what I'm saying? And this woman tormented her on the radio, constantly talking crap, until Whitney was like, forget this crap. And she made a phone call to the radio station.
Wendy. I don't believe that I've ever met you in my entire career.
Ain't that something you talk about me all the time?
And you are top billing.
Is that why you talk about me all the time?
Absolutely.
You don't even know
When's
me.
the last time you talked to Robin?
About a week ago.
Because I know that you and Robin were girlfriends from when you were growing up.
And we're still friends, girl.
Okay. Will she be working back with you, or is she still...
Wendy. What's Robin got to do anything? No, Robin don't work for me. She'll work for me now. Moving right along. Okay.
For what it's worth, the numerologist said that you and Bobby are so right for each other.
Honey, he's so right. He's never been more right in his life. That's the most rightest thing you ever said.
I bet you all have wild circus sex, don't you?
Oh, my God. Wendy, don't make me meet you outside. Come on now, you're getting too deep.
Is there drug use going on at this present time?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney.
Ask me no questions like I'm a child. Y'all want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you're doing all the time. You are so nosy, man. You don't even know what I do. Like you said, you never met me. You don't know me. You ain't been in my house. You don't live with me. You don't sleep with me. You don't do shit with me but talk about me. So watch what you say. Watch what the you say.
People was knowing for years. This has been a rumbling, and then pictures when the internet got big. That's how long this man been cheating on her. And pictures came out, and she said this is what while she was talking about other women going back to their men, right? I don't want to kick nobody when they down, but your behavior matters. I feel I have empathy for her. I felt, when I saw her that 2 parts on Lifetime, I was like, damn, she should not have done this. She came off as mean, and you could tell that it was almost not in her control. She was drinking. She is an alcoholic as we speak. And her manager would say, oh, what is this here? Listen. So as she spoke about other women, going back to their man, once it all came out and the mess hit the fan, she had to admit to it, because now he done got this woman pregnant and had enough nerve to be in a resort where Wendy was paying for it with his pregnant mistress, and smiling for the cameras, all the cameras to see. And I think, what was that, 2019, 2020 or something like that? 21. That's when, it's not like this happened in the 90s when the internet was. This is now. And he did that. And so while she's sitting up there judging everybody for, when certain stars would take back a man, or it would take longer for them to break up, she would just talk about him and dog him. So when it came out that, she had to admit that he was cheating, she said, I always told him I always knew, and that if I told him, just don't have any babies. So while she was ridiculing everybody else, her man was sleeping with she knew he had another woman. And he, like, the nerves of it all. And what, how are you going to make her sure? That's how the baby, she should have divorced his ass then. Because now, what's going to stop him from getting her pregnant? If he can get away with that and use your money and spend your money on her, I know she had to know something. Her money was going somewhere. He wasn't around as much, But anyway, like I said, I don't want to kick the woman when she's down. It's not right. So she kept talking about, this was breaking my heart. This part didn't break my heart. When she kept saying that she wanted to be back on TV. Because I kept thinking, no. You need to, that your people need to be in the lookout for some kind of medication to help you. The hell with being back on TV, the hell, and getting your money back. And then, her son spoke. And, I guess people were accusing him of misusing her funds and the family of misusing her funds. And that's why now she has, excuse me, someone taking care of her money, Not just like damn Britney Spears, Fargo Wells. That's Wells Fargo. That's all she kept talking about. They took my money. They have my money, and I can't even handle my own money. That was sad. And then her new manager, who just, I was like not feeling it. And I want you all to look at this, because I don't know if Wendy ever saw this, but if I would have seen this on TikTok or anywhere, she should know this does not sound like a person who is for her and has her best interests. It sounds like an opportunist.
Well, I think it was something pertaining to Wendy.
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams, I'm sorry. Wendy Williams. I don't think anything happened to her. I just think people just had an opinion because Wendy's such a strong figure.
What they had to do with you, though, my boy?
I manage Wendy Williams.
Oh, you managed her?
Okay, so you still manage her now?
I still manage her now,
okay.
yes. And we're friends. I manage her. I do jewelry for her. We're connected in so many different ways. So, I just feel like everyone had an opinion about Wendy. And, I had something to say about it. But I realized I can't always respond to everything that I see.
Because you're not used to being in that position where people are coming for you.
Coming for me. So the minute they came for me, I figured I'm going to let them know I'm not the person to come for. But I realized it's just a better way to deal with things. And it's just sometimes better to just be quiet.
This is just a business relationship.
Yes, that's only a business relationship. Initially, I just tell you the truth since we on way up. Wendy wanted to make her ex-husband jealous.
Okay.
So she was flirting with me a little bit.
Yeah, both from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he's a great guy. He had a lot to endure. Just dealing with Wendy hands-on, I know it's a lot.
Okay.
So I know he had to go through a lot. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. But, she wanted to make him jealous, so she was bothering me, and she was, taking a couple of close photos, and everything got leaked, and
Did you go all the way,
close?
Oh, what way?
Like,
no, not at all.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go anywhere. I ain't passed go, no Monopoly, nothing.
So everybody, you hear how her manager is speaking about her? We need to watch who we choose to be in our tribes or in our corner or in our management or in our areas, giving our energy away. And Wendy Williams, she was at the top. And when everything went wrong, her health went wrong, her television show was taken away from her, her mother passed away, her husband slept, had a mistress, had a baby. And when everything is gone, you look around, and the people who are standing there that loved you and was willing to say no to you sometimes, those are the people who love you. Have a great day. Have a great evening or night, wherever you're at. And so we're talking about exploitation. And my next show is going to be on Orlando Brown. I don't know if he'll be in the algorithms, But if you know anything about me, I can't always stay in the algorithm. I have to do what I have to do. And when I have something to talk about it, that's when I talk about it. I wish you all well. Have a great one. Peace.